So yeah, I guess I've been on a bit of a personal journey over the last 12 months. Journey that began kind of April 2014, April last year, when I was fortunate enough to check out a couple of child safe havens in northern Thailand. The safe havens were home to 77 children, ranging from maybe 2 years old to 13, and they were mostly orphans, and they'd escaped conflict from neighbouring Myanmar as an ethnic minority. And I came away with two things that really struck me after being at these safe havens. The first thing for me was that it seemed that the biggest influence on the quality of life that those kids possess compared to, say, kids in the streets near where I live was where they'd been born. That they were victims of geography, of social status because of that geography, and really of privilege at the end of the day, something that they had no control over. The second thing that struck me was that I was glad that there was someone on the ground giving aid to these kids at the safe havens, but more specifically, I was glad that that responsibility didn't fall to me. I guess, to be frank, I was glad that it was someone else's problem. And so, yeah, upon returning from Thailand, I've spent a lot of time reflecting on those two thoughts that I had whilst I was there, and kind of relating what I saw to, I guess, first world problems, really. And most notably of recent reflections was on Boxing Day, when I managed to lock myself out of the house. I had just taken a load of washing down to hang out on the line, so I wasn't wearing very much, and then bang, the door closed. No keys, no phone, no wallet, and my housemate was away at his family's, being Boxing Day, understandably so. And in fact, I then proceeded to walk around Camberwell, hoping that some other friends might be home, that they could give my housemate a call at the very least, or give me some money to survive the rest of the day, and maybe even a place to stay if he didn't get back before nightfall. But of course everybody else was away too, being Boxing Day. In the end, I was very fortunate that my neighbour downstairs was around, and I ended up asking him for money to buy food, and ended up staying on his couch for the night because my housemate didn't get home that day. The whole thing left me feeling quite embarrassed, but then kind of that realization that really that's probably as close as I will ever get to not having access to shelter and malnutrition too. That kind of threw it all into perspective for me once more. And so yes, I guess since coming back from Thailand, my appreciation of the privilege that I have in this life, and probably also the lack of influence I've had on achieving that privilege, has definitely reached a new level. And yeah, whilst I'm still glad that I'm not the one giving aid on the ground, that I'm not the aid worker, I definitely have developed a sense of responsibility for kids in those situations. And I'm determined to help in other ways that are equally meaningful as being on the ground giving aid. So yeah, for instance, after a 6-month trial, I made a public pledge on the 11th of January this year to donate 10% of my income for the rest of my life, or until the day I retire, to organisations that are best set up to most effectively improve the lives of others, both now and in the future. I see this Trek for Children as another way to help those less fortunate than myself, by giving awareness and raising money for UNICEF and their nutrition programs in Southeast Asia. So yes, UNICEF are involved in a number of programs in Southeast Asia to do with nutrition. I'm going to be posting about those over the coming months, but if you're interested, I would suggest that you check out the links that I've got below. And I hope that you too feel some sort of responsibility for people less fortunate than ourselves, and not necessarily to help in a particular way, but help the best way you can. and yeah, I hope that one of those ways is for you to donate to this cause. And I really encourage you to do that, because a child should have access to health services, clean water and sanitation in the 21st century. So yeah, please help. Cheers.